Hey there YouTube fans, AC Productions here, and today I'm going to be showing you on the 3 ways on how to remedy the design flaw with this pedal. This pedal is made by Puig, and as you can see it is red. You could also pick any other particular colors. I actually spray painted these red in particular. They were originally silver, but anyhow, enough about that. Now the design flaw with these particular pedals is that in order to install these, you got this adapter, which is pretty much a cylinder, and you got the screw that goes here, and then you have a little tiny set screw that goes there. So, and the problem with that is that even though you get everything nice and tight, and they may not move for a while, but over time with the vibrations and everything like that, the set screw can come undone or fall off completely. And same with the screw over here, it could, vibrate loose or come off completely, rendering the pedal to actually, move, up and down or whatever, and actually even potentially even falling off your bike. So the 3 things I'm going to show you on how to remedy this design flaw so that won't ever happen to you. Well guys, hopefully you guys are enjoying this type of content. If you are, please smash that like button. If you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell right next to it, so that way you guys are up to date with my latest videos. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. All right, let's get back to the video. Okay, so tip number 1. Okay, so tip number 1, they do come with set screws. You just go ahead and remove it. So the first one would be get a either like a very fine paintbrush or something that you could put some white paint. It could be white paint or red paint or yellow paint, any type of paint that's going to be able to see. And what you're going to do is you're going to dab the paint inside the hole. Once you do that, what you're going to do next is you're going to go ahead and remove the screw and then pull this adapter piece off. You're going to see the little dot of paint on there, and then what you're going to do next is you're going to get some sandpaper or probably a Dremel tool, and you're going to sand the cylinder part flat. Now that there's a flat spot, now it has an area for it to kind of like latch onto. So even if it try to spin, it won't, because the pressure of the set screw on that flat spot would work on keeping this in place. Tip number 2 on the bottom side is if you have an access to a welder, or if you weld yourself, just go ahead and put a couple of spot welds on the bottom part. So maybe a spot weld here and a spot weld over here, and that will for sure keep this pedal in place. Therefore, it's not going to move anywhere. And the only reason I say 2 spot welds, just in case you ever need to do an adjustment, you could cut those spot welds off with some tools, and and be able to readjust this pedal again. But like I said, just 2 at the bottom. Tip number 3 is going to be the method that I'll be doing and showing you in this video. Is going to require you to buy some small pins. Now let me show you. Here's the pins that I got. Let me go ahead and take them out of the package, and this is going to also require you to do some drilling as well. Here are the small pins that we're going to be doing in this video, which I'll be showing you. All right, so these are the pins. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and drill a small hole inside of this little hole. Okay, so since I have not drilled this one yet, you could still see the cylinder part of the adapter here. Now the drill that I'm going to be using is going to be this guy right here, and this one is rated for metal, and that's pretty much what you want. Okay, and if anything, here is the part number for it. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on doing drill. All right, so I got my drill already over here, and what you want to do, since this is kind of, it says for better results, is to drill a little bit on the slow end. So don't be going really fast on this. If you happen to have a center punch, right now would be a good time to kind of center punch it. That way your drill doesn't kind of go all over the place when drilling. So once you center punch it, you want to make sure you get it right there in the middle, and then apply a little downward pressure on it, and then go very slow on the drill, making the hole. Now you're going to notice that you're going to be starting going little by little. Just the best way to do it is drill a little bit in there and then put your pin inside. You want your pin not to go all the way inside. You want to make sure that a little bit of the pin is still sticking out and protruding through the threads of here, because you want to make sure that set screw is on top of the pin to kind of make sure everything is kind of, I wouldn't say sandwiched, but on top of it, to make sure it's going to hold it in place. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's going to be kind of hard to show you, with me drilling everything as everything's kind of in my way with the camera. Make sure that you take your time and being careful in this department. All right, kind of just want to give you a little view of how it's looking as I'm drilling into it. Hopefully you guys can see it. So I'm just going very slowly to make sure I get it right in the center. So I still got a little bit more to go. So hopefully you guys, it's looking like this for you as well. Make sure you guys are taking your time. And what you're doing is you're going to get through the adapter and onto the bolt that's inside. For an example, here is the adapter here. You know, here's the cylinder part, and then here's where pretty much the bolt goes into. We're going to drill all the way through until we get to the screw, and then drill just a little bit more until we hit the screw. So after you already drill out the hole, you're going to go ahead and get your pin, and we're going to go ahead and just shove it in there. You know, just let it drop freely inside. All right, so you guys can see the little tiny pin right inside there. Now, it's not completely flushed all the way inside. It does stick out just a little bit, which is perfect, because once we grab our little set screw, which is right here, we're going to put some thread lock in here. Thread lock on the set screw, as you can see. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and thread it into the peg. Mind you, I also have thread tape on the set screw, so I want to make sure that this set screw is nice and tight and is not going to go anywhere, even with the Loctite. So I definitely want nothing falling out while I'm riding, even though I know that the everything is set on there. So that's why a little bit more safety is better than none. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this down. It doesn't have to be extremely tight, but just enough where it doesn't fall out really. Okay, so I put it on there finger tight, and then I use the tool to tighten it just a little bit more. You don't want to go too crazy, because you can strip it and then you'll be screwed on trying to be able to remove that set screw out. So as you can see, there's a little bit of excess of blue Loctite. I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe that excess off. You don't want any excess of blue Loctite there. All right, so now that this one's done, I'm gonna go ahead and do the same with the other one. All right, so this was just pretty much a really quick demonstration or whatnot on how to remedy that little bit of a design flaw. Not a really big deal, because we were able to fix it. So we're gonna go ahead and install these right back on the motorcycle. But this concludes this video on how to actually remedy that department. Take care, guys. Catch you guys on the next one.